You're a good leader. You know you are. But there's this feeling that follows you around, this low hum, this sense that at any moment someone's going to walk in and decide you're not good enough. It's not good enough. And the worst part, you can't switch it off. Not at the weekend, not in the evening, not even when everything is going well. That feeling has a name. And understanding is the first step to leading without it. In the next 6 minutes, I'm going to show you exactly what's happening to you, why it's not a personal failing, and 3 things you can do to start leading from confidence again. Not fear, confidence. Because you didn't get into leadership to perform, did you? You got into leadership to make a difference. I certainly did. And right now, a system is getting in the way of that. And let's name it. In the UK, it's Ofsted, and it's in the leader's brain constantly. And I spoke to a nursery manager this week, experienced, dedicated, genuinely brilliant. She said something I want you to hear. She said, just the word Ofsted raises my stress levels. It's not the visit itself, not the inspector, just the word. This isn't an overreaction. It's a conditioned biological response. And once you understand what's happening in your body, everything starts to make sense. You see, there's research into this. In 2025, a study of head teachers found that 92% reported increased stress directly linked to Ofsted, with many describing living in a perpetual state of inspection anxiety. Researchers describe this as chronic threat activation, a state where the nervous system never fully resets between inspections because the threat is always possible. This isn't occasional nerves. This is leadership workforce operating in sustained survival mode. Survival mode. And here's what survival mode does to a leader. It narrows your thinking, makes you reactive instead of visionary, pulls you away from your people and into your head. The loop runs constantly. What if they come? What will they see? Is our curriculum evidence strong enough? Did I answer that question? Did I answer it right? You can't lead brilliantly from inside that loop. Nobody can. And the fact that so many of us are doing it anyway says everything about who we are. You see, when this leader told me about her stress levels, I reminded her she was good and her setting ran really well. I know it really well. And she responded, I know, but it's just the word. Then she told me something else. Before her inspection, she was told to prepare answers by the inspector to 2 specific questions. She was asked to prepare answers to these questions. How do you support your staff? And how do you ensure they have the same vision as you? So she invested a lot of time into this. She thought through it carefully and she was ready. But you know, the inspector never asked either question. Now, I'm not here to criticize the inspector, but I want you to feel what that experience does to a leader's relationship with their own judgment. When the goalposts keep moving, when your preparation doesn't match the reality, when what you've measured against keeps shifting. You see, your brain learns one thing. No matter how prepared I am, it might not be enough. So you prepare more, you add more, you work more. Not because it's making you a better leader, but because stopping feels dangerous. You see, research on inspection systems describe this as fabrication, where leaders stop leading authentically and begin performing a version of leadership designed for inspection rather than for their community. And the irony is that this performance focus actively undermines the genuine excellence that inspection is supposed to identify. And then there's comparison. You see, that nursery got outstanding in almost all areas. So that setting is Ofsted's model provider. What are they doing that I'm not? What am I missing? Comparison in leadership isn't just demoralizing, it's neurologically counterproductive. You see, social comparison activates the same threat response as physical danger. When we compare ourselves unfavorably, cortisol, the stress hormone, rises, and sustained cortisol elevation impairs the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for creativity and strategic thinking, empathy, long-term planning, the very qualities that make a great leader. So comparison doesn't motivate improvement, it biologically impairs your ability to lead. Who are you comparing yourself to? Local schools? Are they looking at you? Are you wondering what they know that you don't? See, comparison in leadership has no winner. It makes leaders who are tired, too tired to notice that they're already enough. And the contradiction at the heart of this is that you should be proud of your work, not suffocated. Remember that nursery manager? She said two more things. She said, I'm being suffocated by work, even though I'm proud of what I do, and so much is so satisfying. And then she went on to say to me, there's so much to do all the time. It's difficult to be present and in the moment. So she was proud, satisfied, suffocated, and absent, all at the same time. Does that sound familiar? This is what the system is doing to good leaders. And it takes the people who care the most and buries them in the performance. You are not too sensitive for this role. You are not struggling because you're not good enough. You're struggling because you are good enough. But the system around you hasn't caught up with that yet. Can I suggest 3 practical shifts? Ways to lead from confidence. They're not mindset hacks. They're leadership practices and they work. So the first one is name the threat response. When the Ofsted anxiety hits, the call, the email, the word, name it out loud if you can. Say to yourself, that's my threat response, not my leadership ability. Your brain cannot be in threat mode and relational mode simultaneously. Naming it is the neurological off switch. It takes about 10 seconds and it works every time. Willing to give it a go? Want that off switch? Name it. So the second suggestion is to lead for your community, not for the inspector. I know that's easy for me to say, but I have been there. Because the research consistently shows that the leaders who do best under inspection are not the ones who prepared hardest. They're the ones who lead most consistently, authentically, values-led leadership. That is your best inspection strategy. It's not a performance, it's not a folder, it's you. So the third suggestion is to look at comparison and make it directional. So by that, when you notice comparison creeping in, ask yourself this: is there something I can genuinely learn here? Or am I just measuring myself? You see, if there's something to learn, take it. If it's just measurement, put it down. You are allowed to be inspired by other leaders without being diminished by them. You are built for this, not just to survive it. You see, that nursery manager I told you about, she didn't need a better Ofsted strategy. She needed someone to tell her that the suffocation she felt was the system, not her. And there is a way to lead that doesn't require you to carry all of that. You're allowed to be proud of your setting. you're allowed to be frustrated by what surrounds it. You're allowed to prepare thoughtfully for Ofsted without letting it live rent-free in your nervous system every single day. You're allowed to be fully present with your staff, your children, your community, to enjoy it without an inspector in the back of your head constantly at you. See, this isn't naivety. It's what great leadership looks like. So I'd love to know. Drop a comment. What does the word Ofsted do to you? Or what's one thing that helps you lead with confidence when the pressure is on? Let's share and help each other. Maybe share it with a leader who needs to hear this. It's only going to encourage somebody.